The city lights blurred beneath him, a vibrant, sprawling tapestry woven with the hum of a million lives. Miles Morales, clad in the familiar red and black, stood on the precipice of a towering skyscraper, the wind a whisper against his mask. He took a deep breath, the familiar weight of the web shooters on his wrists, and launched himself into the urban ballet. But something felt off. The thwip of the web was just right, the adhesive snap against the distant concrete, the dizzying rush of the swing. Yet as he arced through the open air, a faint sense of dissonance tugged at him. These weren't his webs, not truly. They were borrowed, a legacy passed down from a hero whose shadow was as vast and iconic as the skyline itself. He was using Peter Parker's web shooters, a testament to a mentorship he cherished, but also a constant reminder that he was still, in many ways, an echo. Imagine, if you will, being granted an incredible power, a unique gift, only to find yourself initially relying on the tools and methods of your predecessor. Miles, with his extraordinary bioelectric abilities, his Venom Blasts that pulsed with raw electric energy, still found himself grappling with the mechanical intricacies of Peter's traditional web fluid cartridges. It was effective, certainly, but it didn't quite resonate with the vibrant, almost organic power that coursed through his own veins. The movements felt slightly clunky, a pre-packaged solution to a uniquely personal problem. There was a subtle yearning for something more, something that truly belonged to him. This journey, this quiet evolution from imitation to innovation, is where Miles Morales truly begins to redefine what it means to be Spider-Man. For a time, he navigated the concrete canyons with Peter's design, swinging with a competence that belied the internal quest for his own voice, his own method. It was a period of learning, of mastering the fundamentals, but also of a quiet, persistent aspiration for something uniquely his own. Then came the turning point, a moment of recognition and strategic intervention. S.H.I.E.L.D., ever observant of emerging heroes and their unique capabilities, understood something fundamental about Miles. They saw not just a new Spider-Man, but a Spider-Man with an inherent, almost untapped power source, his bioelectricity. They recognized that relying solely on conventional web shooters was like trying to fit a square peg into a vibrantly pulsing circular hole. And so, Miles received an updated pair of web shooters. These weren't just replacements, they were an upgrade designed with his specific physiology in mind. They were more than just conduits for chemical fluid. They were sophisticated instruments designed to channel and amplify his unique bioelectric energy. It was a subtle shift at first, perhaps even imperceptible to Miles himself, as he continued his patrols, still relying on the familiar thwip and swing. But something profound began to happen. As Miles exerted himself, as he channeled his focus and his bioelectric powers in combat, that inherent energy began to subtly influence his web slinging. The new shooters, designed to be more in tune with his nervous system, allowed his internal currents to weave themselves into the very fabric of his movement. The webs, while still chemically based, began to hum with a faint, almost imperceptible electric charge. He was, quite literally, electrifying his own path. It was an organic evolution, a symbiotic relationship between hero and technology spurred by his own unique biology. The more he fought, the more he pushed his limits, the more his bioelectricity became not just a combat ability, but an integral part of his locomotion. The webs he produced began to transform, becoming less reliant on external cartridges and more on the vibrant pulse within him. They were no longer simply mechanical threads, they were bioelectric lines, shimmering with a faint internal energy. He was, quite literally, electrifying his own path. It was an organic evolution, a symbiotic relationship between hero and technology spurred by his own unique biology. The more he fought, the more he pushed his limits, the more his bioelectricity became not just a combat ability, but an integral part of his locomotion. The webs he produced began to transform, becoming less reliant on external cartridges and more on the vibrant pulse within him. They were no longer simply mechanical threads, they were bioelectric lines, shimmering with a faint internal energy. This transformation solidified his unique identity. His web-slinging became an extension of his very being, not just a tool he used. His bioelectric threads now serve as his primary means of transport, crackling with an almost visible energy, allowing for movements that are not just fast, but fluid, almost impossibly agile. Imagine the sheer liberation of that moment, realizing that the very essence of your being, your unique power, can be harnessed to propel you through the city faster and more organically than ever before. It's a powerful metaphor, isn't it? Miles Morales' journey from borrowing Peter Parker's tools to developing his own bioelectric threads mirrors his larger arc as a hero. He began by stepping into enormous shoes, grappling with the legacy and learning the ropes. But through his own unique gifts and the courage to explore them, he forged his own path, not just mimicking, but evolving the very concept of Spider-Man. His bioelectric slinging is a testament to his distinctiveness, a vibrant, electrifying sign that he is not just a Spider-Man, but truly his own Spider-Man. He embodies the spirit of innovation, proving that even a classic power can be redefined and infused with new, personal energy. This organic evolution of his web-slinging isn't just a cool power-up, it's a deeply resonant symbol of self-discovery and empowerment. It's about finding your own rhythm, your own voice, and letting your unique essence shine through, even when you're following in the footsteps of giants. We'd love to hear your thoughts on Miles's unique powers and what they mean for his character. How do you see this bioelectric evolution shaping his future adventures? Share your insights in the comments below. And if you found this exploration thought-provoking, consider subscribing or following for more deep dives into the stories that shape our favorite heroes.